It will be fun. I mean, Michigan State, Tom Izzo's got perhaps the best pass
which is going to be a little bizarre. But in any
games
case.
they played. They have 16 made field goals. 53 of them are assists. That's remarkable.
All right. Actually, that whatever that was, that kind of fixed it. But there you go. I can still hear some of the get the TV going in the background there. Welcome in everybody. We have the tip-off from Cameron Indoor, and I think that's going to be I don't even know if we call that a turnover, but it's just going to be off the tip here. This is for ball's going to be, let's just say ball's going to be controlled by Michigan State. Nothing happened except for 2 seconds coming off the clock. Eric, we had a pretty good, an okay game the other night for our season opener. A bit too many turnovers here. The much higher quality opponent, of course, in Michigan State tonight. I mean, you've watched the team here. That's a block by Jalen Johnson. My goodness, getting right into the action and picking up basically where he left off. ACC Freshman of the Week, 19 points, 19 rebounds, perfect shooting, and finally, Jalen Johnson has missed a shot in his Duke career. Off the first
bound to happen sometime.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. He was 8 of 8 the other night. That's going to be a steal. Wendell Moore just rips that out of the arms of Michigan State, and Wendell going to come up crazy shot and is going to get fouled going on the way up there. So free throws for Wendell. Eric, definitely a lot better quality here in the opponent. Duke's going to have to clean it up, especially in the turnover battle.
Yeah, absolutely. Every possession is going to matter in this game. I mean, it's supposed to be, Duke's is favored by 3, so it's really going to come down to, making sure every possession is worth it.
And Wendell Moore's first free throw rather, is good. So 1-0 here for the Blue Devils in the early going. Duke, the only other time, oddly enough, Duke and Michigan State have played in each of the last 5 seasons, Duke holding a 3-4 edge in those matchups. Of course, the time that Michigan State got us is kind of the time that it counted, which was in the NCAA tournament. That was actually a terrible defense there as Aaron Henry splits the defenders and can't quite finish. Jalen Johnson's going to find DJ Stewart, who lit it up from 3, and that shot is way off the mark. Side rebound down to Joshua Langford. Stewart, who was 4 of 9 the other day from 3-point line, had 24 points to lead all scorers. An impressive performance by the freshman, but can't connect there off his first shot. And my score sheet is completely stuck. And there's a turnover by Michigan State. So now 2 early turnovers for the Spartans, and Duke trying to capitalize here with Wendell going in, and Wendell's going to find himself to the free throw line yet again. Good pace from Duke here in the early going. There you go. As Jay Billis is saying that we're able to get out in transition. It's exactly what I said. That's what I meant. There you go. Wendell connects on the free throw there. It's 3-0 so far, as that is the first foul on, that should be Joey, I believe. Leading the Spartans in both scoring and rebounding, and Wendell's first 4 points are all from the free throw line, and at least Duke can hit some free throws.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a little bit better this year so far, so hopefully that continues.
The defense, however, is what needs to get. We just need to clamp down on defense. I'm hoping that the game against Coppin State was much close. Like, there was only 10-point margin there at the end, but a lot of that was sort of self-inflicted. We'll see. That should be a charge. No, it's going to be a block. Foul on Johnson here off the get-go. It's going to be a baseline inbound here for Michigan State, and that one goes to Kither. Kither? Kither, all right.
Let's go with Kither.
DJ Stewart, good on-ball pressure, but the 3-point shot by Rocket Watts.
Yeah, he overran it.
He did.
That's the gamble when you suck up on someone that tight, is that any little movement you can overshoot it because you're just accelerating so fast.
So with KJ Barron, 0423, thank you very much for the sub on the Twitch side of things. I didn't even know I was live on Twitch. So in any case, that is going to be a foul DJ Stewart's going to go to the free throw line here. Another early foul, the third early foul on Michigan State, actually. So at least we're being aggressive, which I do enjoy. I do like the aggressiveness from Duke in the early going.
Yeah, I think you got to start off strong with it this year. I mean, you really kind of got to set the stage because, it's all about who shows up and when this year with everything going on.
Yep, we saw the upsets earlier, late last week, I suppose. Kentucky getting upset at home for the second straight season, this time by the Richmond Spiders. If Frank is in chat, that's his alma mater, and so he absolutely loved that result, as most of Duke Nation, I suppose, does as well. There's your starting lineup for the Michigan State Spartans: Rocket Watts, Langford, Aaron Henry, Thomas Kither, and Joey Hosser. Rocket Watts, what a name. That's like Fletcher McGee.
I know, sounds made up, that's for sure.
It does, right?
But if you remember, Joshua Langford was one of Michigan State's actually their best guard. But if you remember, like last year, or the year before that, like near the end, he got injured. Then he came back and was supposed to play last year, but then got injured again, like right before the season, and had been expected to come back for them if there had been a tournament last year, which would have made Michigan State scary in the tournament. So he's a seasoned guard with a lot of talent. Playing some of his first games after injury, but he looks, to be able to run and stuff so far. So,
yeah, well, he certainly had a long off season. I mean, without that, pretty sure that's Elena in the camera.
Oh, that's Elena.
I'm pretty sure
that's Kristen.
I'm pretty sure that's Elena and Christian in the Cameron billboard there. I can put the stream on Discord here in a sec. I can jump in there and let's see if we get it working.
You're in the zoom in on the crowd. Yeah, you and Kristen.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Those are we used to work the games, and those some friends there of ours that have been featured on the Cameron billboards.
It's kind of funny because they definitely have a lot of photos and material to pull from to make those backdrops. Right? So I wonder if we made the cut somewhere.
Yeah, I was wondering, but I was like, oh, it's probably just the undergrad section because it might be hard to like do the grad students because you're at the other angle, and so I figured they just like took like the whole shot of that section because there's a lot of Elmos.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Cookie Monsters rather. No Elmos, there's Cookie Monsters. I've gotten my Sesame Street characters confused more than once.
Yep.
There was an offensive foul on Michigan State that results in a turnover. So far, 5 fouls for Michigan State. We haven't even played 4 minutes yet, and so that should be a foul too there actually. And I don't know what that wasn't called, but Matthew Hurt is on the floor scrapping. DJ Stewart comes up with it, and this is Jeremy Roach. He's going to take a Euro step in, and Jeremy Roach with a beautiful look.
Good read.
Puts the Blue Devils in at 9 at the moment. Jalen Johnson does have 1 free throw. That's why the scoreboard was slightly off. It is 9-3 Blue Devils here in the early going. Jeremy Roach, the first sub off the bench. I don't see any other substitutions there. The lineup on the floor for the Blue Devils currently Wendell Moore, Matthew Hurt, Jalen Johnson, DJ Stewart, and Jeremy Roach. So Duke playing small ball. Matthew Hurt effectively playing the 5 position at the moment, if you'd even call it that. And the Michigan State shot goes awry. Duke way up ahead. Just take it, Jalen. Jalen Johnson for 2.
Woo.
Beautiful look in transition. The Blue Devils are looking good in the early going. 11-3 Duke. Michigan State needs a media timeout badly right now. That shot there by Rocket Watts is no good, and it's out of bounds. Ball going to go to the Blue Devils, but we have hit the 16 media timeout. Duke leading 11-3. We don't take timeouts, so you guys get to talk with us in chat throughout the entire session here. Eric, we said it was a lot of sloppy play by Duke on the other day. What was it? I can't even remember the days now. Friday? Saturday? We
Wednesday?
played at some point. I don't even know. Against Coppin State, we played them. 22 turnovers. 26? 22? 26 turnovers?
Yeah, it was up there. I mean, it was just a lot of us, kind of finally getting up to full game speed against, another team that isn't like playing against your own teammates. It's just a little bit different. Trying a little too much sometimes, figuring out. I think even without the fans there, there was just that level of energy. That first game kind of jitters for some of the younger guys. You saw some miscues of guys taking one-on-ones that weren't there, or trying some passes that were just a little mistimed, but that didn't connect. So hopefully a little more of that's out of the way.
Hit that.
I was trying to look up what's the weight of that tall guy that Michigan State just had in. He looked like a stick compared to Matthew Hurt.
Come on. No.
I think this is. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure I can. Yep. All right, and I think we are back. And we are. The Champions Classic here, as usually actually opens the season. Previously, this has been the first game of the season, but of course it's a little, you never know, like this season just a little odd in a lot of ways. Both Duke and Michigan State having already played games. Michigan State coming in at 2-0, ranked number 8th in the country. Duke off the win against Coppin State the other day, 1-0, ranked number 6. So by all accounts, a top 10 matchup here in Cameron. The last time Michigan State came to Cameron was back in 2010, Eric, and I think this is a game that you remember quite well, because we were there for that one. That was Kyrie Irving's 31-point single-handed beatdown of Michigan State.
Oh yeah.
Very impressed. Before, of course, he then got injured, and then that was a disaster.
Yeah.
And a half.
So
Yeah, that was the end of that season. But Jalen Johnson going to the bench, going to get a little breather there. Looks a little winded, to be honest. And it's going to be, we got Mark Williams now on the floor here. So it's Wendell, Hurt, Williams, Roach, and Stewart. So Duke actually kind of deciding to go both size inside and the shooting outside. And that's a beautiful take by Matthew Hurt, who's got 2 from that mid-range jump shot. Foster Lawyer hands it off to Aaron Henry. And now this is going to be Hall, and the 3-point shot from the outside by Brown is no good, too. Michigan State can't quite buy a bucket at the moment, as Jeremy Roach is just going to bowl over Michigan State, but it's going to be called a block. What's up?
I was going to say, I almost thought they were going to do a no call for a second, because the ref underneath didn't call, which is where I was expecting the call to come from.
The one all the way on the right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or they called it a charge, actually.
What?
Okay, so possession. So the call was changed. It's actually a charge. Jeremy Roach is out. Jordan Goldwire is in. And Goldwire there kind of gambling for the swipe from behind. Michigan State trying a 3-pointer again. Foster Lawyer is no good. And DJ Stewart is out running alley-oop. Oh, that's going to be another charge. Another charge there by DJ Stewart. 2 charges in a row by the young guards. So Jeremy Roach and DJ Stewart kind of losing the body control there.
Yeah, I'm liking the speed at which he's, getting the ball from the rebounder and pushing it up the court. I think maybe he needs to make his decision of what he's trying to do with it, like a step earlier. He seems to be trying to force it.
Yeah, just maybe playing a little too fast here. So Duke with 2 turnovers on the offensive side of the ball. This is Bingham, who gives it up to Henry. Henry being guarded by Matthew Hurt beyond the 3-point line, and Henry's going to hoist for 3, and that's way off from the get-go. And rebound down to Goldwire, going to give it to Wendell. Wendell probing. Wendell off his foot. Michigan State out in transition. Now DJ Stewart, the only man back, and it's an easy lay-in for Aaron Henry and Michigan State. 5 points for the Spartans. That was feels bad.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I did like the initial crossover by Wendell Moore there. He just lost it on the hesitation.
No, I agree. Matthew Hurt for 3. Matthew's that's back iron, and the rebound is going to go down to Michigan State. Kind of a quick shot, to be honest. Not a lot of ball movement. I don't know if I really like that one. Michigan State on the other side can't take the 3. Good box out by Matthew. And he's going to bring that one down for a rebound there. Duke going to set up the half-court offense.
You have to remember sometimes when you have a lead and you also have a 7-foot center with wingspan, you can take a pop shot every now and then as long as you're maintaining the lead.
Yeah, well, that's true. Matthew Hurt now pro in. Mark Williams does have post position. Hurt's going to do its turnaround jump shot. Ooh, it looks pretty, but it doesn't go. And DJ Stewart fighting for the rebound, can't quite get it. Michigan State cold from the floor, missed the 11 out of their first 13. And State's floater there by Aaron Henry is finally going to go. Mark Williams looks huge on the floor. I mean, yeah, he does. Michigan State there does have some size to match up with Marcus Bingham, but Jordan Goldwire to Matthew Hurt. Hurt for that mid-range jump shot. Williams trying to put it back, can't get it to go. Oh, Duke had it going early, but has since kind of stalled out here. Just the shots aren't quite falling. The offense isn't bad. It's just not going. Williams tries for the rebound, but lands in the hands of Goldwire, so keep it with Duke. DJ. Goldwire now going to set up the play. He's going to call 5. And Stewart looking for the screen from Williams, but rejects it.
Calls it off.
Yeah, calls off the Hurt screen too, and I think he traveled there. That was a tough shot by DJ Stewart. I think he's just doing too much work. Wow, what a lightning bounce pass there. Yeah, this is going to be a foul on Goldwire, so wave off the shot, actually, and Michigan State's going to go to the free throw line when we come back as we've hit the under 12.
Yeah, it really seems like DJ Stewart is doing the quick movement, but it's almost like he's not giving the defender enough time to fully react to the fake that he just threw it. Like he's getting them, but he's going so fast back the other direction. The defender hasn't finished moving to the first thing for it. So you end up just running into a guy's chest and, resulting in charges or, deter drives.
Double check if your sound's going through your headset or the mic. Because I think it might be through the headset.
It says mic.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go.
Experience clean in a whole new way. Now that is exactly where you need it.
All right, so 13-7 here in the early going. Michigan State missed 11 of their first 13 shots. They've been able to get some easy ones lately. I forgot what a 6'11 center looks like. Yeah, because we haven't had one in years. So, yeah.
Well, they have him listed at 7 feet, although maybe it's just a haircut.
I gotcha.
I think during our preseason thing of Mark Williams, we saw that his listed weight from the last time the the recruiting websites tagged him versus what Duke reported him as. There was a 20-pound plus difference.
Yeah, there was.
So,
he gained a lot of weight.
Yeah, I mean 7 feet. I think he's listed at 240, 245. That's not bad for a tall freshman versus Marcus Bingham Jr. for Michigan State that's 6'11", 225. But that extra 20 pounds makes a difference.
Yep, and here they're just showing the comparison by roster. You got Michigan State with all the upperclassmen, especially the juniors, although they did lose Cassius Winston and was it Xavier Tillman, right?
Yeah, and Kenny Goins.
And Kenny Goins. Last time I watched these two teams, I wasted $300 on an Elite 8 ticket to see RJ be a ball hog. Yeah, well, that's the one time that Michigan State has beaten Duke in the last 4 meetings, and Matthew Hurt looks like he got a cut or something. Something is over there in his hand as the trainer is tending to his wrist area. Apparently, though, Tom Izzo has a 1-11 record against Mike Krzyzewski. So Duke definitely getting the better of it. Duke 3-0 in the Champions Classic against Michigan State, so hasn't lost. Coming up after this game will be Kansas and Kentucky. In the nightcap. Yeah, we've got the early one here tonight. And not many highlights there from that last 4 minutes as Duke has gone cold from the floor.
Yeah, Matthew Hurt just kind of had a stretch there where he went 0 for 3 on some kind of bricks, just hitting the back of the rim.
Jalen Johnson now back in, as is Jamin Brakefield, and Brakefield trying to get some action there in the paint, but can't. But a beautiful reverse, though, by Jalen Johnson. Finally, the Blue Devils have broken the scoring drought here at the 11:25 mark of the first half, and right back in transition. Oh my goodness, Jordan Goldwire just doesn't have the height for it for the putback. But Joey Baker with the defense, beautiful, gives it to Jamin. Jamin now going to set this up, careful. Duke going to set up a half-court set here. They couldn't get it to work in transition. And so Jeremy Roach is going to play some point guard here for a sec. Possible screen by Jamin. Now he's just going to give it to Johnson. Here's the screen now by Jamin. Decides to go the other way, though, and Johnson picks up his dribble, but a beautiful fight inside. Oh, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Finish.
Oh, he should have finished that. That was going to be a highlight play right there. It was a beautiful play by Johnson.
Yeah, he really just whipped that pass in there.
Well, we said about Jalen JJ. It's like he's our second JJ here. Johnson's court vision, when we did the video on him, right? Like, court vision is exceptional. Thoughts on Bronny to Duke? Is Bronny actually coming to Duke? Like, is that a thing?
Was he? Bronny still has, another year in high school? Or is it 2? I always forget how many years. But I feel like by the time he actually needs to come, he might just not even have the requirement to come anymore.
Oh, as in, like, there'd just be, like, you don't have the one and done. You can just go straight.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jamin is on the board. That's his first point off the free throw there. And this shot by Michigan State is Aaron Henry. He has 6 to lead the Spartan scorers. And Goldwire gives it up to Roach. Roach tries to give a little shimmy shake there. Gives it back to Jamin. Oh, Jamin with the behind the back.
Ooh.
Well intended, gets fouled. Will shoot 1 and 1 as Michigan State is now. We are going to be in the bonus for the next 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy, it's gonna drag.
Yeah, they're actually at 8 fouls at the moment.
Yeah. Well, that was a flash of the ball handling capability there.
For Jamin or Jeremy?
Jeremy.
Oh, for Jeremy, yeah. I mean, supposed to be, our true point guard this season, wearing Trey's number as Jamin. Boy, that looked like that free throw was really bad. That hit the left side of the rim. And great steal by Joey Baker. That's the second defensive play he's made today. As Jamin Brakefield with a beautiful, strong finish, as you said. This is Joey to Jamin. Michigan State now, as Duke has basically gone on a 9-0 run here in the last 3 minutes. Goldwire playing some great defense on Henry, and that's a travel. That's a travel. What?
I think he called it on the floor. That was a late call.
No. The dude jump stops. Wait a second. Yeah. Wait a second. Okay, this is the replay for Jamin. That's nice.
They're not gonna show it. He definitely came to a jump stop. There was contact, then does a move, which looked like the travel.
Which looks like travel.
And then the guy comes over and calls it on the contact. It was super late.
I don't understand what that was.
Because I kind of from the far angle, at least, it looked like a normal no call. I mean, he was outside the defensive circle. It kind of looked like they just kind of came to a simultaneous stop, but it didn't affect anything. And then he traveled, but they didn't call that.
Julius Marble at the free throw line makes both of them. I'm sure you'll come up with some interesting marble analogies throughout the throughout the remainder of the day. I think I need to grade Brakefield 2 more points. He's got 3. It's very odd seeing Matthew Hurt that far down low in the paint. Jalen Johnson can't quite finish, but it was a beautiful move. Johnson is balling. If only he can finish this. Aaron Henry working on Johnson, and that's going to be called a foul. I don't think so.
He didn't like it.
That's Johnson's second foul. That's it. He's going to go to the bench for the remainder of the half.
Wow. That was a really good elevation on that kind of halvesy hook jump shot after the spin, too.
So Duke is going to have to go to the bench as Johnson is out. Wendell is back in. It's Baker, Stewart, Roach, Hurt, and Wendell at the moment. So a bit of mix of size, and Matthew Hurt just lost the three-point shooter there, but Michigan State can't connect. Still has only hit a single three. I think they're 1 for 10 at the moment. As Aaron Henry's going to try to drive in. That still doesn't go. Offensive rebound back to Michigan State. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Michigan State going to get a third crack at it here on this possession. And State going to go in with a little floater, and that can't work either. Matthew Hurt finally comes down with a rebound. Wendell Moore, screened by Hurt. Jeremy, yeah, he is working. He's going really fast, actually. They're doing a lot of this screen action at the top. That should be a foul. That should be a foul. What? They would have called that in the NBA.
Yeah, the problem with the screen action right at the top of the key, though, is that unless you're able to turn the corner on it, then you don't really have anywhere to, like, explode, like, off the dribble. You either turn the corner or you kind of drift off and kind of try it again.
And you get stuck, which it seems like we've gotten stuck and settled for, like, the three there. Although DJ Stewart's three, I think it should have been a foul. There, right there, Matthew Hurt has got to pick up his dribble. Joey Baker in the corner, and Baker can't connect. Weak side rebound to Michigan State here with an opportunity out in transition. Oh, damn, he goes down hard. That was a Malik Hall. Whew. Flush for two. I didn't actually see him get contacted. I think he just went down.
He held on too long. The momentum just took it out from under him.
Yeah, I don't think this is a foul.
Yeah, he just...
Whew! Damn, like a fish getting up off the court.
Unless they're saying Baker touched him on the, like, hip.
Oh, he did, actually. Reverse angle.
Like, maybe. After he already dunked it?
Maybe. We have to check on the reverse angle. We've hit a media timeout at the moment. It's 18-15 Duke, as Michigan State has managed to claw its way back from Duke, put on a 9-0 run, and the Spartans are back at it here.
Joey Baker has had a couple, like, chase down blocks every now and then. Other times, even though he's a little more susceptible on defense, like off the dribble defensive wise, but he has had some chase down blocks. It kind of looked like he was thinking about doing one there, and then just realized that guy was absolutely going to explode and slam that home, and then he packed off but still fouled him.
Yeah, there was no way for him to be to be able to do that, as Malik Hall's got two. Yeah, so there's your 15, and just going to make sure that the stats are. I want to see the foul situation here, because I think they did call this on. They did call this on Joey. So we see you got Henry with one foul. Lawyer's got one. Michigan State kind of racking up the foul. Kidler with two. That's why he's on the bench. Hosser with two as well. So the leading scorer and rebounder for Michigan State on the bench with two fouls. Gabe Brown and Marble there. So there's your 8 for Michigan State. And on the side of the Blue Devils, it is 5, and we have correctly accounted for all of those. Jalen Johnson, 2 fouls there on the bench, currently leading Duke with 5 points, but pretty evenly distributed scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Wendell with 4, DJ 2, Matt 2, Jeremy 2, Brakefield 2. So most Blue Devils at least getting a bucket. I'm trying to see if this was actually assessed. I'm like looking at the play-by-play, and it's not like there is no foul.
Interesting.
But I don't know why they would have stopped play if there wasn't a foul.
Yeah. Rocket Watts went to Spire Academy out of Ohio. That's one of those. That's one of those academies.
Like you mean like the basketball focused
Yeah.
ones? So
Yep.
this is what they're looking at Joey there, just giving him a slight tap. I mean, it doesn't look like anything serious.
Because it's like when it's on a breakaway dunk, are they trying to like say if they want to give it the extra tag of
Yeah. Just a kid from Tennessee. MSU has too much experience. Well, they do have the more experienced team, that is for sure. Duke with 6 freshmen on the roster, which is like almost a record, I would say.
Yeah.
And so they actually did upgrade this foul. It was a flagrant.
So
Which
Michigan
is,
State,
yeah.
Michigan State is overall more senior, but like if I'm looking at it right, other than Joshua Langford is a graduate student, but they have a ton of juniors.
Yeah.
But no actual seniors. I mean, a one redshirt junior and Joey Hauser, the transfer, but surprisingly no actual normal seniors.
And Hall misses both free throws, so ball don't lie. I didn't think that was a foul. It was a cheap foul, like to call an intentional foul on. Although Michigan State will get the ball, will get another possession, and they will bring it in from the baseline as this is Hauser coming back in. He does have 2 fouls, though. Now, if you're Duke, you got to be aggressive. I would give him his third. I would try to get him his third. It's definitely a risk for Izzo to bring Hauser back into the game here in the first. He gets it back outside. Extra pass by Michigan State. Good closeout by Stewart, and the floater is no good. Rebound there by Matthew Hurt, and Jeremy Roach has the Blue Devils working on the offensive end.
Really, the biggest issue, I think, is going to be the point guard.
The game definitely. Oh, what? Who did they call for the travel? Roach? In what world?
Didn't Hurt have the ball?
And he just got it. Like, what? Where was that? Oh my God, that was awful. Jamin Brakefield guarding Thomas Kither out beyond the key, and now it's currently Rocket Watts being guarded by Roach as Kither hits the deck, no call. Hauser diving in, gets it outside, and that should be a travel. Yeah, that's a travel.
There it is. Yep.
That's the travel. That's actually a travel. It's not even a makeup call. Turnover by Michigan State. Now, next Tuesday, we'll have the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Illinois, also a top 10 team, will come to Durham for that. So Duke not really having to leave its little Durham bubble at all. Duke doesn't really travel that much early in the season anyway, but this game is typically played at a neutral site. And the Kentucky-Kansas one is actually being played at a neutral site.
Yeah, at the Pinkley Fieldhouse in
Indianapolis, I think.
Indianapolis.
Right? Yeah. As Jamin Brakefield for 3. Beautiful shot by Brakefield there at the 6:30 mark of the first. I mean, we do know that he's got the ability to make it happen. So rebound to the Blue Devils and out in transition, pass back, Brakefield to Roach, back to Brakefield. Oh, that was almost.
Ooh. That was an excellent play with the passing there. Because by him passing to the guard, it draws the defense to collapse on it, just frees them up for a 3.
Yep, it's exactly what he had. He had the shot he wanted, just couldn't knock it down. Would have been a highlight play of the night if he did. Good DJ.
Yeah, with the tap out from the guard.
Fighting there on the court. I love it. Matthew Hurt at the free throw line. I actually didn't see how he got fouled. But Hurt going to shoot 1-1 and will make the first. So I do like the team rebounding, though, here by the Blue Devils. Everybody getting involved. Remember, it was Jalen Johnson with 19 rebounds in the first game, and Hurt gets the second. So 23-15. Games, Michigan State and Duke have been decided by an average of 8 points. And here the 3-point shot by Hauser is good. That 3-pointer goes. Those are his first points. leading scorer for Michigan State in the early season here. Oh, great move by Matthew Hurt, and yes, and the finish. That's a move we didn't see last year. Brakefield down in the low block. There, Duke brings the double team. Has to be careful because they're going to swing it outside. Yep. Jeremy
Good help,
Roche.
D. It's tough. Got there a little late.
Score by Rocket Watts there, 2 points. But to kind of do your point, it was pretty good, the defense.
Yeah, it was good recovery when they skipped it over to the opposite side. You got there by the time. I think it was just a little bit of missteps. And as soon as he drove, I think the help defender.
It should be a foul! What? Oh, my goodness. Michigan State and Rocket Watts, another 2 points off the no call. Somehow the ref thought it was the held ball. Oh, my God.
We're under the 5-minute mark, so let's try to grow this lead before halftime.
Wendell going to try for 3. That comes up short. Not really the shot we were looking for. And Michigan State right from the free throw line. That is long. Flying in there for the rebound.
Get the board.
Oh. Bingham. It should be ours.
All right.
No, it's ours.
Yeah.
So, this is the move by Hurt. We didn't see this move from him last year. This is
so
nice.
I mean, they also said that he put on some muscle as well. You kind of see it just by looking at him. He has more definition and seems to be moving better up and down the court. Where it's kind of, there used to be a couple times where he had to run shorter stints because he would just be dragging behind just to get down there for offense. So I think he's learning to use his body a little bit more.
Yep, a nice new trick there in the playbook from Matthew Hurt is DJ Stewart is going to get fouled and find his way to the free throw line. Duke definitely getting the better of Michigan State in the foul game. Well, this is going to be, if I'm counting this right, almost the high teens from free throws. I want to say this is 17 and 18 as DJ Stewart converts the first. Give him 3 points here in the early going. And make it 4. All right, he had 24 points in his season opening debut against Coppin State. It's not the record by a freshman. That would be R.J. Barrett there with 33 as Michigan State converts. It's actually, didn't see who scored out. It's Aaron Henry. He's got 8 for the Spartans to lead them. DJ Stewart going to dive in there. Drive, yes, good. That was great aggressiveness off the dribble. I'm liking that by Stewart as we've hit the under 4 timeout. And we're going to come back to DJ Stewart taking another set of 2 free throws. Duke having taken 15 free throws so far will take 16 and 17, has made 11. And we have a stoppage in play, 27-24. All right, Eric, your thoughts here.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Michigan State's handling us pretty well. It kind of seems to be like a back and forth of a couple of spurts where some things kind of break down for a little bit and then we figure it out and then it kind of goes the other way. There were a couple of possessions where I think Duke was settling for some outside shots, not even trying to really penetrate because they were leaving us a little bit open, but like kind of in a backed off way to almost protect the paint. And we were not hitting as many 3-point shots as we could be right now, or hopefully would be. But I think we're adjusting, and DJ Stewart is looking like he's aggressive and trying to attack. And I think as long as he keeps that, at a right level, you don't want to overdo it or do it too many times consecutively. I think we'll be able to keep pulling this out.
Yeah, so far so good here for Duke. I mean, we've cleaned up so far what we've had to, which is the turnovers, and like that was like the oh my god, what the heck is going on here kind of thing from the other night. Currently, let's do a quick check on the stats. The turnovers are, where are my turnovers? Turnovers is 7 for Michigan State and only 3 for Duke. We had something like 24, 26 the other night, so we are well ahead of our breakneck turnover pace from the other day. So that's definitely a positive there. 5 steals for the Blue Devils. So actually, of the 7 Michigan State turnovers, 5 of them are caused by Duke. And Duke capitalizing on 11 points so far off those turnovers, which is a 7 Michigan State turnover, which is about 1.5 per. Which by my math is actually quite exceptional. Usually you want to be at least 1 point per turnover or higher. Is kind of how I
Absolutely.
look
Yeah,
at it.
and always like steals off of their point guards, up by the top of the key are always more valuable because you get the jump on going the other way versus, a power forward on the block who bobbles the ball and you scoop it up or something or get a hand in there because then, they can get back in transition.
Yep. So and K's still playing with the lineups. I mean, we've seen him go all small. We've seen him go like this medium sort of lineup where you have 2 bigs and then the 3 guards, and you can kind of play this lineup in a couple different ways because you can play it with Hurt and Johnson, or you can play it with Williams in there too. We haven't seen Henry Coleman tonight. Do we see any more people that we recognize here in this? Oh,
yeah. That's the wait. I'm trying to zoom in. Yeah, that was oh my god, they're gonna hate me if they watch.
I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I know who I'm talking about. I know who you're talking about.
It's because they wore their like Women's Day shirts during college game day against UNC that one year.
There you go. DJ Stewart at the line gets the first. Yeah, the aggressiveness of the guards. What's up, Justin Roberts? And he gets the second, actually. Jeremy Roach. Oh, sorry. DJ Stewart, 2 of 2 at the line on that trip. Duke 29-24 here in the early going. 3:50 to go in the first half. Blue Devils looking pretty good. Much, much better poise. Is this a bit of zone here, Eric?
Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell at first because Michigan State was just matched up like that, but I think that they were trying to pull it out. They pulled it out against Coppin State a couple times.
Yep. As Malik Hall shoots over, and Jordan Goldwire is going to take one from the free throw line, and he's going to come up long. So no dice there as Michigan State. Oh, can't convert down low. Can't get the second attempt either. Get it outside. Michigan State, the 3 from Foster. Oh, it's a tie game. Come on. They had 3 cracks at it. And Coach K is going to call timeout. Not liking the effort there. Michigan State, a quick 5-0 run. Gets the Spartans to tied, basically. 29-all. Yeah, I don't know.
It's one of those things where it's just like every little mistake you let another team get away with, you can just see it making the probability that it ends up with a kick-out 3 just go higher and higher and higher. Like you almost get the steal. You don't get the rebound off the guy's layup miss. You don't get the second little rebound, and then just they make us pay for it.
Well, a veteran and experienced team, we had Chad say MSU has too much experience. A veteran and experienced team will make you pay for it. Like, that's kind of what they do. As Duke calls the quick 30-second timeout here, we're going to get the replay on the unfortunate. I mean, Hall just misses a gimme, and then he misses a second one, and then he manages to get his own rebound twice, kick it out to Foster Lawyer, and that 3 is good right in front of Krzyzewski, too.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I know Hurt was going for the steal, but after the guy got by him, he turned around. There's no way that guy should have been able to tip out his second rebound with 2
Wendell Moore with the incredible effort there. I can't believe that there is no foul call. That is, he gets the shot misses, but he gets his own rebound. He was hustling down there, but Duke can't get it to go.
Henry able to take it up the court all by himself. Great catch by Malik Hall. And he was really going after the ball and got that second rebound.
Goldwire, and that is Hall once again.
That's just really good.
As Hall has put the Spartans up by 2. Their first lead of the night here. Eric, you said there's 5 minutes left in the half. You wanted us to sort of get something going, and it's gone the other way.
I guess I jinxed it.
Yeah. Oh, man. Not a good end so far to the first half. Beautiful feed by Jamin Brakefield down to Matthew Hurt, and the refs are just not calling a thing. But Matthew Hurt.
Yeah, they're letting him play.
Matthew Hurt, again, with the body control, getting 2, taking 2, rather, from the Spartans. And we're back to tied. And they're going to call a foul out on the floor. Another cheap foul against Duke here. Oh, actually, that was Marble on the previous possession. I gave the points to Hall.
Yeah.
I bet you that Jay Billis is going to come out with some really corny, like chiseled like a statue kind of thing with for Marvel. I'm like, just book it, man. Like, it's going to happen. 2 minutes as Michigan State misses the front end of the 1-1. We are at 2 minutes in the first. It is all knotted up at 31 apiece. Oh boy. Here in the Champions Classic, the second game of the season for Duke, Wendell playing point. Gives it to Stewart. Hurt trying to post up down low. Don't get the ball to him. Wendell's going to go straight on 3, and that is way too strong as Hurt gets tangled up. Hurt gets tangled up with Hall, and they're going to call a foul on Hurt.
That's an interesting one because the ball was kind of already going the other way. Oh no, yeah,
he comes over the top.
Yeah, he could have had a shot at the rebound. That's valid.
Oh boy. All right. Well, so far Michigan State has just been ice cold at the free throw line. As Malik Hall is going to try to take that free throw, and it will go in. So we're jinxing it in the wrong direction here.
Yeah.
He's going to get that to go, and he'll have a second, as it is a 1-1, but he makes the first. And he makes the second. So 33-31 here at Michigan State. TJ Stewart there to screen by Brakefield. Brakefield trying to post down below. Let's see if they can find him. They can't. Once again, tries to screen and then roll. It won't get him. And then Wendell Moore's going to try for 3 again. That shot's going to be off. Michigan State down with a rebound. I don't like the Wendell threes. I'm not that much of a fan. As Michigan State, there's Aaron Henry gets an easy one. 2 more points for Henry. And the Spartans have now opened up a 4-point lead here with a minute to go in the first. Now they're trying to post up Wendell. Double team.
Pass. Somebody cut.
Keep going!
You can't just stand and watch.
As DJ Stewart gets absolutely blocked by Michigan State, and State is going to call a timeout. You and I were basically on the same page on that one. You gotta start skipping it around the perimeter because someone's going to be open.
It's like the number one rule. You see the big guy get the mismatch. You work your ass off to get him the ball. The other team knows it's happening. I guarantee you, they're going to double as soon as the ball's in the air, which means if you just at least if you're the guy that just passed the ball, or it's your guy whose man goes to double, you cut to the basket. That should have been an easy just Wendell, as soon as he catches it, just feeds it to a guy coming down the lane.
And they definitely missed it. So Michigan State is going to be up by 4 with possession and 55 seconds to play with. But yeah, I agree with you. That was a frustrating play.
Yeah, I mean, Wendell with these threes, he's pulling them. He's clearly open. He has the height advantage over his defender. He can get the shots off. It just 0 for 4 against Michigan State when you're behind is not great.
From 3. As the Baylor and Illinois will play tomorrow night. Illinois will come to Durham next Tuesday, and the Spartans are on an 11-2 run since the under 4 timeout. Since we came back from it, and then might go 13-2, and it does. As Marble hits again, that mid-range jump shot is good, 37-31. And so where at the beginning of the game, Michigan State missed 11 out of their first 13, they can't seem to miss now. Duke's going to need to about 4-second game clock, shot clock difference. As Jeremy Roach going to try to get the screen from Hurt. They don't actually pull it off. As DJ Stewart down to Hurt. Hurt going to take a tough mid-range jump shot, but Matthew, before the halftime expiring, gets that one. He's got double digits, and Michigan State's going to hoist 3, and that's not going to go. So Matthew Hurt, the leading scorer for the Blue Devils so far, with 10 points, as Duke trails at home here in the Champions Classic 37-33.
Yeah, we've been talking about Coach K trying all these different lineups. I don't know if you saw that stat that they flashed. We have 6 points off the bench right now compared to Michigan State's 17. So that depth of Michigan State is showing a little bit more in actual productivity and scoring.
Yeah, and Jalen Johnson here had early foul trouble, 2 fouls for him before the 8-minute timeout. So he's essentially only played half the half. Hasn't really been able to get in rhythm. He's got 5 points. Breakfield's got 6. So far, so good here. And this was the highlights here of the Carolina-Stanford game from earlier, which went down to the wire.
Let me guess. Carolina almost loses.
Yeah, that's one of those, like, yes, exactly. But I'm surprised did they actually go to Maui for this? They actually traveled?
No. They're playing in it's like in Asheville.
Oh.
Yeah, right on the court. Yeah, at the Harris Cherokee Center in Asheville.
But it's called Maui.
Yeah, it's the Maui Invitational. I think the joke, like the joke term is like Maui in the mountains.
Oh my God. Maui. So yeah. It says Arian saying I'm worried about Williams and Tepe. Well, we haven't seen any of Tepe at all. We didn't see him in the competition, which is baffling to me. I don't understand. Like he's a grad transfer. Like he has experience. Like he's played ball. Like granted, it's in the Ivy League, but he's played ball.
He's definitely like cleared to play. It's not like he's not sitting out a year or anything. So yeah, it's weird. He hasn't. They haven't said he's injured or anything, right?
No, I haven't heard anything about any injuries. There was nothing about training or anything in training camp, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, Michigan State looked really shaky early and then got it together. And really, since they played 16 minutes of pretty bad basketball and they played 4 minutes of pretty good basketball, and now they're ahead by 4. But
it's always hard to search for news on Tepe because every time I do it, like it just tries to send me to articles about duct tape.
Duct tape?
Because Duke Tepe is like an autocorrect to duct tape.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, because it's spelled the same, right? Tepe without the accent.
Yeah, Google's like, what are you talking about?
And then saying Williams looks weak in the post. I mean, not sure if we could make that call yet. We just haven't really seen him very much in the post.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually say that there's any Duke player that looks comfortable in the post at the moment. We've tried a bunch of Duke, it's sort of odd to see Matthew down there, but based on the scoring, he's the one that has had the most success.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen a lot of these half-court sets devolve into, they kind of get that first formation where it's just everyone's kind of around the perimeter, just kind of all lined up, and one big guy comes up and tries to start something.
Yep.
It's just like that's why the middle looks so wide open. But I think those are situations where it's not necessarily like we're not calling plays or anything. Like he's trying to have like the free moving offense, but maybe just like the motion isn't there yet. Just because like you're staring at the wide open middle of the paint, but like no one can get into it. So it's interesting. I think when Mark Williams was in, I mean, he got a couple of rebounds, and compared to like their big guy who's much skinnier, he was just as good as them. But like he wasn't in long enough for them to just post him up on the block and let him go to town yet.
Yeah, I mean, saying this doesn't look like Duke. I'm not quite sure. So we've kind of theorized what Duke might look like this year if it becomes more of like a team from like the early sort of decade, right? Like the 2010 sort of drive and kick. Like we haven't even seen that yet either. I'm sort of with you on this. The offense looks overly simplistic at the moment, where it's just basically point guard, which is either DJ Stewart or Jeremy Roach, and then attempt a screen from either Johnson, Breakfield, Wendell, or Matthew, and then they disregard the screen. They never go around. They never actually take the screen, and then they just try to do it again, and it's like kind of bizarre. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been spoiled because we've had Trey Jones running point for us for 2 years, which is like
sure.
I mean,
yeah, and also if you say it doesn't look like Duke, I mean, I mean, think about this. If Wendell hits, say, 2 threes, if Joey Baker drains the one from the corner, then you're like, classic Duke play, right? I mean, but like if we're not hitting them, then, you start to get that feel. But then we go back to previous years where we're like, oh my God, we're literally shooting, as a team, 30% from the 3-point line or something like that.
Yeah, and sort of like the older Duke is live and die by the 3 as well. There is that version of Duke too. We're so dependent on 3-point shooting that we just couldn't get it from anywhere else. I think that is one way we could play because you have Roach, Stewart, Baker, Hurt can hit it from 3. Wendell's shooting is suspect right now. Who else is on my list? Yeah, I mean you got four outside threats that could shoot it, and then you could also try to go inside. But kind of like to what is being said in chat, we haven't really. Okay, so last year when Trey gave the ball to Vernon Carey, he was just manhandling people in the paint.
Oh yeah.
You gave the ball to Vernon and he would literally he would back you down and just put on a post move and he's just and it's gonna go,
Yeah.
right? Same with Okafor back in the 2015. I'm trying to think of some of the other centers that we've
Marvin Bagley.
Sure. But yeah, that we haven't seen that. They try to get the ball inside, but there's no post move. So granted, I'll give chat that. There just isn't a post move yet. I mean, they're trying to get it inside, but there isn't much going. So
absolutely.
But yeah, compared to Vernon Carey, I sort of agree. He was just a load. He was big.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vernon Carey was 6'10", 6'11", ambiguous in between there. 6'11", probably they listed him as, but I mean, I think he was 260.
Yeah, but
and again,
way beefier. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different 20 pounds. Especially when you're talking about big guys. I mean, weight more. Where it's more legs and body. I mean, it just gives you that anchor to just post up. I mean, literally, I'd be immovable, which makes you just be able to shove your weight and get guys off balance and score. It kind of looking at Mark Williams, particularly we know that he's very long, so he has a lot of wingspan. But he's 240, and I think a little bit is maybe the legs aren't quite there yet. So it's yeah, you can have a tall guy and you can kind of push him off the block, but he hasn't really been down there yet. I think we just have a lot of guys that are in that kind of 6'6" to 6'8" range that are also good offensively, and we just don't have any bruisers right now. Essentially, I think
that's a good way to put it. We don't have a bruiser. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Joey Baker's got 2. And Matthew Hurt's got 1. Yeah, so it was 8 fouls for the Blue Devils in the first half, 11 fouls for Michigan State. And a lot of the early Duke success, Eric, actually was off the turnovers. And it was 7 turnovers. Right before we went into the 4-minute timeout, we were looking at the turnover stat. It was 7 turnovers for Michigan State. It was 3 for Duke. 4 minutes later, it's 8 turnovers for Michigan State and 6 for Duke. And so Duke doubling its turnovers, and then Michigan State sort of cleaning up. The majority of the turnovers were within, I would say, the first 8 minutes of the game, really, where Duke was capitalizing. And Duke has 14 points off those turnovers. Michigan State only has 6, but so not capitalizing as well, but denying possession, right? It's not just the
essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is too. I mean, we're 14 for 17 from free throws, which is excellent.
Excellent.
But then also thank God they were fouling us, or we'd be down even more.
Yeah. I don't even think Michigan State free throws. What is even the free throws for? It's 4 of 7. So
yeah,
we basically doubled the amount of makes that they have takes at the moment. So nobody's scared of when driving. But so I actually think that what we're going to see as the season develops is that Jeremy Roach and DJ Stewart are going to be those drivers. And actually, Brakefield, too, when we were reviewing his tape, and he even got he's the slasher, right? Like he can definitely take people off the dribble if he can assert himself in the offense. But we did see a lot of of Roach and DJ Stewart being able to take people off the dribble. We haven't seen it in this game. We've seen it in their tape, but we're still waiting for that to sort of manifest itself, I suppose. Yeah. Still a good early test here for Duke. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I had some people texting me, and everyone was remembering that. So I'm currently in Chicago, and this game was supposed to be played at the United Center here in Chicago. Yeah, which is a little salty because in a non-pandemic situation, I would have been at this game. Was going to spring for some good seats this year and have the fam at it, but
well, you could have ended up like Frank, where you'd paid $300 to watch Duke lose against Michigan State. So
yeah,
at least you didn't do that. As Shala Fall on the YouTube site says, "Go green." So we've got some Michigan State fans. Is your dad lurking somewhere?
He's definitely at home watching it right now. It's funny because as we talked about their record of Duke versus Michigan State, while I was an undergrad, while I was in grad school, my dad, he always cheered for both. Just wanted it to be a good game, but sometimes gave me the deference because like, oh, I want your time being at school to be the time that Duke wins. But then like ever since I graduated grad school, anytime they play, he's just like, it's not like screw Duke, but it's just like everything go Michigan State.
Yeah.
It's like you can give us one here and there.
Well, we did give them one. It was in the NCAA tournament. That's the one that matters.
Yeah.
Coy Combs saying, "Go Cards, beat Duke." We haven't gotten to Louisville yet. That's later in the season. Always a pretty good game though between Duke and Louisville. As there's my screen my stats haven't actually been updating. Well, there you go. I mean, on defense, like we always had that dude that sent weak stuff like Bagley. Okay. Yeah, so defensively, I mean, defense is going to be the last thing that develops, especially in a young freshman class. Like, there's no other way to. That's going to be hard. Trey Jones was an anomaly. The fact that he was so good on the ball at like right off the rip, basically, like that is just like that doesn't come around.
Yeah, because we had Tyus, and then you got used to it, good defense there, and then Trey was even better, and I think it's like now it's like okay, now we see like what the average guard looks like on defense, or like slightly better, but you really gonna appreciate what we don't have anymore in retrospect.
Yeah. And it always is going to come from that guard position. I mean, it's just so key to have a good point guard, especially in March. Like point guards win the tournament. I'd say point guards and coaching win the tournament, but so that's why I felt like we had such a good shot at it last year, but not to be.
Well, I think one thing you can kind of see is with freshman guards that maybe didn't have to play as much defense in high school, and now they're actually being finally called upon to do that role, and also because they need to be if they want to play in the NBA. They kind of come hot out of the gates because they clearly will have the athletic ability to stay someone. The question is whether they can use that in the like smartly restrained way that it needs to be to play good on-ball defense, if that makes sense, because you do need the speed and the quickness, but you just can't let it go unleashed.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I think we're seeing a little bit of the freshman guards playing a little too fast. I think we saw that in the first game with the turnovers, and I think you called it out early on with Jeremy earlier in this second half here. So, quick programming note for Duke: we'll be back on Friday afternoon, game against Bellarmine. But there is no Sunday game. Actually, the Sunday game against Elon has been pushed off due to COVID positive test at Elon. So that unfortunate there. So we were supposed to have 3 games this week for the Blue Devils. We'll only have 2. And I don't know if our first game was actually ever rescheduled.
No, not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
There's usually not, think about it, like there's usually not that much time in a basketball season to reschedule stuff. It's not like football where you could like short a week by a couple days. Like, Duke plays like every
twice
4
a week.
days.
Twice a week, yeah. Especially when you get into conference play. And yeah, I would actually also like to see the guards actually use the screens. Like, I agree. This is like what we were talking about earlier, where you just basically we're setting screens that no one is ever like going to take. And if you're Michigan State, like you just don't take it seriously anymore. You're like, well, he set a screen, and you're like, well,
yeah. The screen and drive, give and go. It's such like the fundamental simple basketball thing, but like you'll really appreciate when a guard and a big man have like really good chemistry and kind of that like subconscious, unspoken, like rapport with each other, where they know like exactly when like the big guy can release off the screen to roll or pop, right? It's all about like the timing, how long he has to hold it, how long he knows his guard needs to get around it successfully. And the tandems that like nail that are the ones, that end up being extremely successful.
As Matthew Hurt comes up empty on the first possession here for the Blue Devils as we have begun the second half here in Cameron. Duke trailing by 4 at home as Hosser almost travels there but gets the turnaround jump shot to go. Remember, he was on the bench for most of the first half. As Duke is going to have to try to find something here, down by 6. Roach gives it to Johnson. Johnson going to take 3, and that shot is no good. Oh, my goodness. Too many jump shots. I kind of agree here with Chat. Too many jump shots, not enough working inside. And he stepped in the end line. Wait, the ref was right there. No? As DJ Stewart tries to tip this off, it's 15 seconds for Michigan State, who manages to recover. Rocket Watts being dogged by DJ Stewart. They get Michigan State sets a good screen there. Opens up a 3-point shot, and that 3-point shot by Langford is good. Trouble now for the Blue Devils here, trailing by 9. Damn. Well, Eric, last and first 4 minutes of the first and second half. Okay, that is a beautiful lead. Matthew Hurt for 2 more.
I was hoping for a better response out of the gate in this.
Matthew Hurt for 2 more. That was off the feed, and DJ Stewart is going to be called for a foul here against Rocket Watts. Get the replay of the feed. I can't. Was that Jalen Johnson to Hurt for 2 there?
I didn't catch it.
Matthew's actually been playing. He has the most points out of all the Blue Devils tonight so far. 12 points for Matthew. He's actually put on a new repertoire of moves that have been. He's improved over last season. He's showing us new things, that's for sure. Rocket Watts converts at the free throw line first for him. He'll get a second shot at it as well. Duke's going to have to pick it up on the defensive end here. Yeah, so there you go. Duke opened on a 13-3, and Michigan State closed on 13-4 as Rocket Watts gets that to go as well. So 2 at the free throw line for Watts. And then you called out the bench points earlier, 17-6 in favor of the Spartans. Johnson going to take this one himself. That's a tough shot, doesn't go, but the foul will be called against Kither, and that is number 3. Not only get to the rim for higher percentage shots, and then maybe kick it out. They can put some more fouls on Michigan State. Just put one on Kithier is what Dan Schulman is calling it.
Kithier. Yeah. Maybe he looked it up.
Yeah. No, he had someone feed him that in his ear. As Jalen. Okay, so we're gonna have to see Jalen Johnson's free throw percentage as the season goes on, because right now it is not good. And this could become a problem. Remember, like, RJ Barrett couldn't really shoot free throws either, and it was frustrating as hell.
Right, because they draw a lot of fouls.
And they're at the free throw line a lot. And so that's something to keep in mind as we go through the season. And, wow, Jeremy Roach just got beat right off the dribble. I mean, Roach just looks slow on that one, responding to Watts. Yeah, like it's been a while since we've seen a Duke guard just get beat like that with Trey on the guard in the paint. As Jalen Johnson turns it over, and this turns into easy points by Rocket Watts. Again, he's got 13 to lead all Spartans. As Duke has now clawed itself into a 12-point deficit, and Krzyzewski calls time.
Yeah, that's a good timeout. That was getting out of hand.
This is getting out of hand. Damn, Eric, this just looks like after.
Yeah.
I mean, so Roach probably thinks he has help, and Johnson just doesn't even turn around. He's got to call that.
And you can't even blame like the lack of an ability to communicate anymore because there's no Cameron Crazy.
There's no crowd. Jeremy Roach has to talk on defense because Jalen Johnson was completely turned the other way. Wow, that's bad. All right, so not looking good for Duke at the moment. How do we get back into this thing? I have like no highlights here for Duke. Like this is not going to be a good tape.
It's not. It's not going to be a good recap.
No.
I mean, yeah, it's. Now I'm already going back to, at that point when we were up by like almost 10 pretty early on. And I was like, oh yeah, you can go ahead and take that three when you have the 7-footer in there to get a rebound. Take a couple of pop shots, go for it, And I'm like, wow, I wish we'd been playing it safe.
Yep. Should have been taking that.
Like what? We're shooting, what are we for three now? 1 for 10? Like, it's not like we can start shooting threes to try to close this gap.
Is it that bad? 1 of 9? Yeah. I have 1 of 9.
1 of 10. Just refreshed. Yeah.
Wow. But Michigan State 4 of 13. So they're about 25%. I mean, it's not that much better, but it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something. Duke's shooting only 30% from the floor.
Yeah, but like I wish, if you could look at a stat of like when we get ours, do we even have a chance of getting the rebound? Like when Wendell Moore was pulling those threes, there was no one in the paint for either team. Like he was just taking it. So you're basically being like, if I don't make this, that's Michigan State's ball.
Yeah. Yep. Oddly enough, Duke has had the lead for the majority of the game, time-wise, but Michigan State so far when it matters right now, and when it matters is right now. So, and there's the band section.
Yeah, they got much larger photos for the band section and then the opposite end grad student section.
Yeah.
Although they must have run out of their photo budget because then they had a couple of just they have the blue the blue screen sections. So the question is, I was kind of hoping that they had like a cardboard cutout of Crazy Towel Guy like up in the
it's just like randomly up there.
Yeah, with just like a motorized towel that just like whips around.
You need a full animatronic. They should have called Disney.
Right. Like, are they still gonna bump like every time we touch at some point? Like,
I don't think so. As Jalen Johnson's gonna shoot 3, and that's way off from the get-go. Like you look that came out of his hand, and you were like, no, that's off.
Right.
It's just not there. And Michigan State fight for the rebound down low. It's going to get to, that isn't going to go either. That was Hosser, and off the front rim, Duke dodging a bullet. Because Michigan State should have absolutely scored. Drive, Matthew! Spin move, Matthew down low. Can't get it to go, gets his own rebound. No, gets hustled there by Hosser, and no foul called as Hurts on the floor. Michigan State in transition, and Hosser's going to take an open 3. That 3 from the corner is good, and Michigan State extends its lead. That was actually a pretty play from them.
Yeah, he was comfortable, wide open.
And Duke just getting run out of its own home gym now by 15. That has to be a foul as Jeremy Roach tried to drive. And the reach in there by Michigan State. So, yeah, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, this one's hard to see. The one thing there isn't, we don't have a feel for yet. It's not like, you have like an RJ or Zion that can just all of a sudden, go off for 12 points in a row out of nowhere.
Well, you'd like to think that's Jalen Johnson. But, I mean, he's no Zion Williamson, so. Yeah. Not as Goldwire now calling for the screen by Johnson. Won't use it either. Wendell Moore driving into the paint. Spin move. Picks up his dribble. Has got to get rid of it. As Johnson now pass across to Goldwire, now to Wendell. Wendell straightaway three, and that won't go either. So Duke can't buy a bucket even if it wanted to. Rebound to Michigan State, and the Spartans. This is danger zone for the Blue Devils, especially after we just took a timeout. And actually, great play there by Joey Baker. That's his third defensive steal of the day. The bright spot for the Blue Devils has been Joey Baker's play on defense. That might hopefully give them a spark if we can convert this. And Wendell Moore has now dribbled off his foot for the second time in the game. As another turnover by Duke, and the shot missed by Michigan State. Rebound down to Johnson, and Duke back in transition. Again, Duke dodging more bullets. Careful, Jalen. A little loose with the ball there. Jalen Johnson to Matthew. Matthew trying to jab step, almost gets the ball stolen. Gets to pick up his dribble. Euro step there, tough shot, and no call. What? I don't even know what to say. That's. I was actually wondering if Mickey was allowed in, and the answer is yes, she is.
I mean, I guess she's living with Coach K, probably, right?
True.
Package deal.
True.
I think I actually saw that Coach K is their extended family is all in a bubble together as well.
Oh, they all brought them in. Yeah.
At least for the early part of the season, and maybe it's because in anticipation of their being there for part of the season and through the holidays.
Well, it hasn't gotten any better as we've hit the under 16 timeout here. Oh, and apparently Richmond has paused team activity. Richmond, which just beat Kentucky. Oh, that's not good. So the virus concerns sort of extending across multiple programs. So the Ravens got another more positive test. They were supposed to play today, weren't they? Did they not actually play it?
Yeah, it got postponed till tomorrow, and I think they still have them rolling in. I made the smart call on Sunday to take all the Steelers and Ravens out of my lineup, and it worked out great.
Well, there you go. Okay, so the NFL game will be tomorrow then. Jeez.
Yeah, it's wild. The Steelers are undefeated, but they had one of their game against the Titans earlier this year got postponed. Or straight up canceled because they shifted it to the bye week.
Yep.
So the Steelers are getting the raw deal on some of these normal games, and then they haven't been the ones that initially had any of the cases. It's always the team they're playing.
Yes, it's always been the team they're playing. Right, exactly.
Yeah. The Steelers we don't care if Lamar Jackson has COVID. You can send the rest of the Ravens. We'll beat them.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that it it hasn't fallen apart yet.
The whole thing is just outbreaks everywhere kind of thing.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, credit, I guess, to their credit, it's worked so far. So.
Yeah. Where did the other Hauser brother transfer to?
They both transferred?
I thought, right?
Oh, I guess it's Virginia. Well, there you go. God.
There you go. Thanks.
Wow, ACC, great, thanks. Wait, don't we have a Duke coach at Marquette? What the heck is he doing?
Well, because what's his name at Marquette stayed, and as soon as he said, what was his name? Oh my God, the really really good guy that was crushing it in the tournament.
There wasn't a tournament.
The year before, or during the season. Oh my God, why am I thinking of this? Did he stay?
I guess I don't remember here. As Wendell tries another three, and that's kicked out to Joey Baker, who's going to try three, and nothing is actually going for the Blue Devils at all tonight. A horrific shooting performance for our Blue Devils here.
Surprising.
Yikes. I don't know
It's
what else to
surprising
say other
'cause
than a big yikes. This is not
It's,
good.
I mean, it's in our home stadium. Like, there's not fans. Like, we should be comfortable shooting.
I know, as Joey Baker is on the floor. I got to say, and now he calls a timeout, which leaves us with 1. So there you go. And Joey Baker's defense has been the only bright spot of the entire game. Like, let's be real. Aside from the first 4 minutes of basketball, we came out of the gates like just firing, and then Michigan State got it together. But remember, was it spark defensive? There's been a couple instances of like getting a defensive spark off the bench from last year, although I'm having trouble trying to. I was thinking of Robinson coming off the bench and giving the Blue Devils life several times last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Coach K's grandson is the one that has the nickname, the Source? So is he supposed to be the source of inspiration? But I think it might be more of like off the court and on the bench inspiration versus actually coming into the game.
That is a very non-flattering picture of Hauser, by the way. They did a terrible Photoshop job on that. They should be ashamed. I mean, really, it was pretty terrible. Jamin Brakefield in the game now. He's going to try to drive this thing, slash into the lane. Oh, beautiful up and under by Jamin Brakefield. Finally, Duke has scored after I think these are the first points in the second half, or it's close. Brakefield for 2 on a beautiful up and under move. Here's the replay of it. Gets Bingham in the air and then just goes underneath and finishes. Great body control. Veteran move there from Brakefield. He's got 8. He's actually coming off the bench. You know what? We're not out of this. We're not out of this by any stretch. It's all right. I'm not panicking yet. I'm relatively sanguine about this. So Michigan State misses a 3, and rebound. Actually, no rebound. It's just going to be tipped out of bounds. It's going to go to Duke. Look, we come down to the floor. We get a 3 here. It's a 10-point game. No problem. No problem.
Yeah, maybe it's just Coach K wanted us to be here right now, so we could keep practicing under stressful, situations.
You see that Tom Izzo shot there with hands and face. There's going to be a lot more of that as the game goes. Yeah, Michigan State 0-3 all time versus Duke at Cameron. This game usually played at a neutral site. That should have been a foul as he hooked Joey, but they don't call anything. As Michigan State almost gets Matthew hurt, and it's going to be a held ball, and that possession arrow is going to be the Michigan State turnover. Oof.
His record against Duke isn't great, but he points out, he said, but they have been pretty good.
So effectively, that goes in as a turnover, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So turnover for the Blue Devils on the alternating possession. And the 3-point shot by Watts is an air ball, but unfortunately there's no crazies to call him out on it. It's saved by Michigan State. What an effort there by Malik Hall. And now he's going to back down Joey Baker, and that shot's going to be Jay Baker's going to be called for a foul.
I think schools should be able to make a strong case that they should be able to have, like, some DJ that just to hit a button for certain cheers that, would be said.
Like the airball cheer?
Yeah.
Because
maybe not every school could make that argument, but
right.
Duke could. They could argue, if someone airballs in Cameron that isn't wearing a Blue Devil jersey, there's an airball cheer is going to happen.
I don't think there's anything that says that they couldn't have brought in a DJ that does that. Why would they? Right?
Yeah, I feel like the NCAA has some weird, artificial noise rule, but they didn't adjust it for no fans.
Yeah, because there isn't any cheer at all. In the NBA and in the NFL, they have the fake crowd noise, but there's nothing here.
Right.
Goldwire now playing point for the Blue Devils. Duke trying to find something, still finds itself down 15. DJ Stewart driving in, another tough shot. I mean, Eric, everything is contested. Everything is difficult. There's no easy buckets here for Duke, as Jamin is going to take 3. Jamin, that actually looked like one of the better 3-pointers of the night, but it doesn't go. And Michigan State setting up its offense yet again. I mean, don't get me wrong, this Michigan State team looks pretty good, but we look really bad right now as Hauser drives in. He's going to get fouled by Jeremy Roach, who just doesn't look like he has the step at the moment. He looks slow.
Yeah.
Jeremy looking slow.
He's slow. He's out of place. It's like, yeah, when you're both slow and also fully committing to the direction that you go, and then the thing is that like now you're facing experienced, opponents that recognize like, hey, you just made a hard move to the left. I'm gonna go right.
Johnson back in as Kay is just trying to find something that works. Brakefield out. I actually thought Brakefield was working. And the second of the 2 free throws, no good. Rebound down to Hurt as the lead is now 16 with 12:12 to go. Highlights few and far in between here for the Blue Devils. As DJ Stewart passes back to Roach. Duke deciding to go still kind of like small, medium, and finally Jordan Goldwire gets a 3 to drop for the Blue Devils. Let's see if we can get a defensive stop. As they just barely get this over the timeline. The defense, I thought the press was good. I actually think we need to go full court press the rest of the way here. We did try this, 2 years ago, right, when we were starting to do the full court press. That's a brick by Michigan State, but they get the rebound on the weak side. And it never hit the rim, and it's going to be out on Duke. But unlike the NBA, we don't reset the shot clock. So 3 seconds to go here on the shot clock. Michigan State's going to have to put something up quick. And actually, they're going to have a chance to drop a play because we're going to go to the under 12 media timeout. Duke trailing by 13. Yeah, so I like the full court press.
Yeah. You're going to have to need that to force something.
Right. I mean, we kind of was it the RJ, Zion, and Cam Reddish year? We did use that. The Louisville game, we used that, right? We were down big. They kind of went to the full court press there, and also some of the zone defense. But yeah, like I think. Let me just check the stats. I'm pretty sure we're getting killed in the rebounding margin too. Oh, it's actually closer than it appears. Let us see. 33 rebounds Michigan State to 28 for Duke. 9 offensive boards for Michigan State. Actually 8 for Duke. So it's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah, all those kinds of stuff are, if you actually look at like fouls, turnovers, blocks, the difference is it's all like 1 or 2, and yet we're down 13.
Yeah, well, I mean, you pointed this out earlier. You pointed this out at halftime. We were 13 of 17 from the free throw line at half. Mm-hmm. We've taken 2 free throws in the 9 sort of 8.5 minutes here of the second half. So Michigan State has just stopped fouling, and basically the free throw line was our advantage in the first, and now it's gone. And so, yeah, this is.
I mean, since we pointed out that we were 1 for 10 from the 3-point line, we've gone 1 for 6. So
it hasn't gotten any better, really.
Yeah.
Do you have the same commercials as I do? That's really funny.
I think so.
Yeah.
Can hear.
We're hearing Deion Sanders.
Yeah, it's weird. Every now. Yeah, every now and then they'll interject one of the local ones, but. It's weird because other than like watching like, I guess some election stuff, and then like on cable TV or whatever, or like sports now. It's the only time I see like commercials because it's always like Netflix or Hulu or whatever. You just don't get live commercials anymore.
We were making jokes at Thanksgiving. Have you gotten the Audi season of giving commercial yet?
Yeah.
All the car commercials that like everybody knows because they have like they're literally the same every single year.
Right.
Oh my god. I'm not sure. Yeah. All right. So the game could be better at the moment as Duke trails by 13. Michigan State is going to have the ball with 3 seconds on the shot clock coming out of this media timeout. Duke desperately needing a stop. Here, Duke so far, of course, getting the better of Michigan State the last 3 of 4 meetings. Duke perfect against Michigan State at home. Of course, no Cameron Crazy, so a little different. And this quick shot by Michigan State is going to go off the back iron, rebound down to Jalen Johnson. And then Jeremy Roach back to Johnson. Beautiful play here. Yes, the Blue Devils managed to come up with a highlight play there between Roach and Johnson. Finally, easy 2. That's about as close as they've gotten to the basket, and Jalen Johnson takes a charge.
There we go.
That's it. There we go.
The long drive from outside the 3-point line.
Beautiful. Johnson is absolutely moving, however. That is crazy. That replay is damning. That is, he was in the circle and then he moved out of it and got the call. I'll take it. Oh boy. That might be questionable if you're a Spartan fan as DJ Stewart goes in and too fast. Too strong. That should have been 2 points for Duke. It should have been 9-point game as DJ Stewart overruns that one. And alley-oop. That one goes off the glass but stays with Michigan State. Again, I mean, Duke it has opportunities. It just can't quite get the ball to go its way at the moment. Henry given, and this is going to be a hold. Foul on the floor. Damn.
19 rebounds. Didn't miss a shot. He was 8 for 8 from the floor.
Should have been 2 points by Stewart there. It should have been 54-45. No dice. Matthew Hurt guarding Gabe Brown beyond the 3-point line. Now Henry. It's too easy, except goaltending?
What? Yeah.
Goaltending, or either we put that one back in.
Yeah, was that the ref's call? He's like, you goaltended it.
Yeah, as Marble gets credit for the 2 points, extending the lead back out to 13. Duke can't get a stop. It can't get a stop in a bucket is what it needs. It can get buckets, it just can't get a combination there. Jeremy Roach denied entry into the paint. 9 seconds for Duke. And this is a isolation ball right now as Jalen Johnson scores again. Beautiful look by Johnson. As Duke is going to the NBA style of play. Goldwire, good hands there. Deflection. Duke again resuming the full court press. Duke needs a steal. God, we need a steal badly. It's not going to happen. And that doesn't end well. Marble just slams it as he beats the Duke defense, and we have absolutely no answer.
Marble's rolling.
Marble's rolling. As Roach tries to get it, kind of caught himself there. Great pickup. That should be a foul. Matthew Hurt gets his own rebound in 2. And I think we might have just wanted that one to play out. Now Matthew Hurt's going to be at the free throw line. Yeah, Roach is he's behind. I mean, Henry's bigger than him, but he's getting beat. He's just getting beat. And then when he drived on the offensive side, it looked like he got just a little too far there. Baseline is an extra defender. Matthew Hurt gets the first.
Well, that's one of the other adjustments guards have to make too. Is that at the collegiate level, there can be much better help defense, and that help defense can also be much taller than what they were potentially seeing in high school.
Yep.
Where everybody knows, hey, I can play a big role.
Once again, Duke in the full court press here, deciding to not guard the inbounder. But Michigan State does get across the timeline with 3 seconds to spare. Matthew Hurt now with a double-double. He's got 14 points, go along with his 10 rebounds. Hosser beyond the three-point line. Michigan State running offense. Half-court offense here. This is Hill. Stolen by Goldwire. Duke going in the other way in transition. Gives it to Moore. Moore just go for it. No, can't convert. Gets his own miss. And Moore now on the floor. Jalen Johnson on the floor. Jamin Brakefield on the floor. Everybody on the floor. Held ball. That will stay with the Blue Devils, actually. Good effort. We need a bucket here, man. We gotta bring this thing down to under 10.
That's the part that's concerning for this last couple of minutes, is that it's just kind of becoming a back and forth.
Yeah.
But we're down by 10.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like we can get buckets, but we can't stop them. So it doesn't matter. Like we can't cut into the lead at all. So we get the steal and the turnover. Goldwire gets stuck in the middle of the paint. Has to get it back outside to Wendell. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Let me see some offense. Wendell calling for a screen by Brakefield. Is he going to take it or not? Nothing there. Now 6 seconds is not going to work. Wendell diving in and travels.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we've been doing. It's like starts off in that spread set. Big guy comes up. We tried to kind of do a thing. It didn't work, and it just ends up with the guy trying to drive and force it, and he ends up with the travel. It's like that wasn't really anything.
You guys are better than Jay Billis. Thanks, Bobby. We appreciate it. I mean,
like that almost looks like when I play a pickup game with 4 guys I've never played with. And everybody kind of wants to be the guy who has the ball at the moment. Everyone just goes to the outside of the perimeter, and one guy just goes, and everyone just watches because they're like, I wish that guy hadn't gone. I wish it was me. There's just nothing.
There is just nothing. It's frustrating to watch at the moment. Although I think Duke just did come up with a turnover here, or it was an offensive foul by Michigan State. Anyway, Wendell Moore only 4 points, 0 of 8 from the field. A lot of those from three-point land, as you were calling out earlier. This three-point shot just not falling for the Blue Devils tonight. It is a foul on Aaron Henry. He's got 3 tonight. And so offensive foul for Michigan State. Another opportunity here for Duke to cut it to single digits. Nice, good feed. Oh, come on, Matthew. Damn it. Michigan State sniffed out the baseline inbounds play as Matthew Hurt was diving to the rim. It should have been good play, poorly executed. Good idea, poorly executed. Again, Jeremy Roach gives this to Matthew Hurt. They kind of reset this. 17 seconds on the shot clock here as Roach thinks he has a lane in there. Tough shot, no good. Puts it up right over the basket. Should have gone off glass.
Yep.
Damn, another missed opportunity to bring this into single digits. You know, if it was single digits at the 8-minute timeout, and there's Jordan Goldwire with the steal. Goldwire going to take this coast to coast, and nice and easy. No mess ups. Thank you very much. Goldwire.
See, we saw that from Goldwire last year. The problem is that he was doing that, and then there was also Tyus Jones.
Yeah.
Or Trey Jones.
Jalen Johnson tries to gamble for the steal, comes up empty. We need another one of those, though, really, as Jeremy Roach gets beat again. And that is another 2 points for Rocket Watts. Roach is just getting torched off the dribble.
Yeah, that's going to be problematic.
If that becomes a trend. Jordan Goldwire calling for the screen for Hurt. Again, Goldwire going to go, and Goldwire beats his man off the dribble. Goldwire for 2 more. I have hope. I'm still writing down the cool plays because I think we're gonna have a victory tape at the end, a highlight reel at the end of this thing. Come on, Rocket Watts being guarded by Jeremy Roach here. The screen. Hauser, recovery, and deflected by Johnson. That was blocked. Good length. Michigan State recovers it. They're gonna have 9 seconds. Watts, tough jab step, and he's gonna hit the mid-range jump shot. 62-51. Johnson, ooh, careful. I would not take that three. Roach once again up to her. Duke looking slow on this possession. What are they, like, tired already? Like, what the heck? Jalen Johnson gets it down to Matthew Hurt down low. Matthew Hurt just comes up short. Oh, God. The execution is just off. I mean, they have the right idea. They just can't make it work.
Yeah, I mean, he was right to roll. By the time they got him the pass and he landed after catching it, I mean, he was underneath the backboard, so he has to come back, and then it was just weak.
That's not a foul. That's not a foul. That's not a foul. If they're gonna call this foul on Baker, it's not a foul.
I mean, when you're talking about Vernon Carey, I mean, those were the dumps that were his bread and butter. I mean, it was like,
yeah, that's
off the roll. You just put it over the top, and he just puts his hands up, keeps it up there, and immediately goes up. But the problem is you have to catch it, on the proper side of the basket so you can go up versus underneath, and then you bring it down, spin, and you're trying to go back up. And I mean, you had the defender on your back. He's still there. Like, he didn't go anywhere.
It's a mess. It's a mess. Oh boy. All right, we have a long way to go this season. There's definitely a high ceiling. Who could say that? Yeah. Duke not playing its sharpest game tonight. I think as we would say, it started out good, but hasn't quite gone that way. And live or die by the three, we're dying by it tonight. Eric, what's the latest stat there on your side? You've been tracking that.
I don't think it's. Let's see, what are we at?
2 of 16.
2 for 16. Yeah.
2 of 16.
12%.
I mean, Michigan State shooting the three at 26%, but even if we had at least matched Michigan State's percentage, that would be 3 more three-pointers, 9 points. It'd be a 2-point game, even if we were shooting poorly, right?
Yeah, poorly.
But, like, it's gotten worse than poor. It's gotten really bad.
Yeah. I mean, and then they're not fouling us on shots anymore in this half. I mean, there's been a couple, but not compared to the volume that it was in the first half. So I mean that source of scoring is gone. I mean, at this point, we're just missing shots.
Yeah, we took 17 free throws in the first half. We've taken 4 in the second. And, we went, what was it? We went 13 of 17. And so I think we've gone 4 of 4 in the second half. But in any case, that's another like 10 points worth, right, that we're missing.
Right.
So there's your margin too. So between the 3-pointers and the field goals, I mean, there's your margin. The overall field goal percentage is being drawn down really by the 3-point shooting, by our 3-point shooting. Although, I mean, the 2-point shooting isn't much better with what?
And when you're trying to look especially in these early games, again, this isn't going to reflect what our team's going to be like in a month. I mean, Duke's played Michigan State early in the season, and Michigan State sometimes doesn't look great, and then they end up much better come tournament time.
Actually, they usually look terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we have such a good, we always play them within the first week of the season and we beat them, whether it's in this thing or the ACC Big Ten Challenge, and then and then they come back in the tournament and then they whip us. So.
Yeah, and what I've been trying to look for, at least, kind of between the first half and the second half, there's like 5 minutes left now, is we saw Michigan State make a change from the first half to the second half. They cut down on making on fouling Duke, right? They started playing like more cohesive defense, and like that was something that they adjusted. I'm not sure that I've really seen Duke's adjustment.
I haven't seen.
Clear way.
Oh my. I mean, icing on the cake at this point as Goldwire just hands it to Aaron Henry, who slams it home. You know what? I'm glad there's no camera crazies watching this right now. This would be a really painful game to watch at home.
Yeah.
And we just can't get inside. Ever since after those first 4 minutes, nothing, like there's just nothing has come easy for the Blue Devils. It just hasn't worked. There's been no transition. There's been no easy shots. The threes aren't falling. And I guess at this point, if Duke can't hit three, then you're just going to pack the paint. Because you say, well, try to beat us from three. You can't shoot them anyway, so have fun.
Yep.
Matthew Hurt at the free throw line yet again. There's only 2 Blue Devils in double figures. Hurt is one of them. Jalen Johnson is the other one. And then it's 8 points for Brakefield, 4 points for Wendell, 6 for Stewart, 2 for Roach, and 3 for Goldwire. As I was saying, I think the only bright spot has been Joey Baker's defense, which came in, when he came in at times, definitely had that spark, just Duke unable to convert. Actually string together a series of stuff.
But as you say it,
yeah.
I know we mentioned this a few times last year. Is Joey Baker does have he has some blocks and some hustle plays and stuff like that, but he also can get beat off the dribble a lot, and can also get caught off and help defense switch situations pretty badly. That almost just happened on that last defensive play set there.
That Baker 3 goes awry, that would have been huge. Would have brought the lead down to 8. And you get single-digit lead with 4 minutes to go. You'd say we still got it, and that's going to be a foul called against Duke. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I thought he just took it from him.
Yep. This is a 1-and-1 for Michigan State. Damn. There's definitely a few folks in chat not liking the Joey, not on the Joey Baker fan train, but he's come up with some good plays. But then to your point, that 3 really needed it. We really needed that 3. As a terrible camera angle there, but the shot doesn't go. So Michigan State misses the 1-and-1. And actually, Joey Baker's fouled out, so that'll be the end of his night. And Jalen Johnson, just way too difficult, way too hard. Can't get that
it seems like we're trying to work hard now versus working smart, which is like a tough thing. It's like a tough thing to fight when you're trying to come back, because you feel like, it's like, oh, we're fighting this battle to come back, but you still have to play smart.
Yeah, the defense has definitely been questionable. I mean, on
wow,
that. Wow is right.
He's hooping.
Hosser for 2. That looked kind of odd.
Yeah, that's just kind of the epitome of grad transfer good player experience versus a freshman guard. Just pushed him out of the way, still executed the advanced move.
Johnson now basically just playing 1v5, and his shot goes off the backboard. And I think the outcome at this point is probably predetermined here. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Michigan State ahead by 13 with no signs of wanting to give this one up. They are going to play K-ball and Cameron and just soak up the entire shot clock here, and it's going to be another foul called against Duke. No, it's going the other way, but that's the under 4 media timeout. And yeah, the defense has been questionable. I think we questioned some of the defense against Coppin State, but again, the quality of opponent just wasn't there. So we and the fact that there were so many turnovers, we probably over-indexed on the turnovers rather than just the defense the other night.
Right.
And Duke actually doing better in the turnover department today. Let's see, I have 10 for the game, which isn't exceptional, but it's not 26. So, and Michigan State has 14. So we're actually doing better than Michigan State in the turnover department. And we actually did more points off turnovers. We had 18 points off the Michigan State turnovers, and Michigan State's only gotten 8. Michigan State's made up the difference from the 3-point line, however, as Duke has really only hit 2 3-point shots in the entire game.
Yeah. That's bad even for what we did last year.
Oh my God. Yeah, and we haven't had.
I mean, I would happily take 30% right now. It would triple what we've done.
It'd be a 2-possession game if we had 30%. I mean, it's just we haven't had prolific 3-point shooting teams for the last 2 years. Really, we've gotten it done down low, playing with both the Zion team and then also the Vernon Carey team, and the Trey Jones and such, but. I think actually that's kind of the biggest disappointment, because this team should be able to field really good shooters, like DJ Stewart,
right,
Roach, Brakefield. Like, I mean, what the?
absolutely. And the other part that's not expressed there, and this to the actual points that the 3-pointer gets you, even when you don't hit that many of them, if they're like spread out at the right times, it's also that shot of kind of energy and adrenaline that comes with a 3-pointer. Especially when it's one of the player in the corner like all by himself, or something like that. It has that feel, and it can actually translate into a little bit, the rest of your team doesn't have to use much energy on that possession, because you just got a 3. It's almost like an energy saving shot sometimes when it's open and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we would have called that Joey Baker missed shot at 4:40 was that 3-pointer. We said if that 3-pointer goes in, it's an 8-point game with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and like you're absolutely in it. You're absolutely in it off that.
Right.
A big 3-point shot. You go to the other side of the floor, you can get energized your defense. Maybe you get a steal, you get a quick run out, and all of a sudden it's 5 or 6, and then you're like, all right, this thing's like wide open, right? But like misses the open shot, and 13-point game, right? It swings the other way. So.
Right. And when you're playing, you're kind of, especially when you're down, there's so much of like the mental strength just to keep playing and keep coming back, even when we were down by upwards of like 13 points. You almost kind of set like you kind of have like subconscious benchmarks. I think like this is what I used to know like in games when I was down. It's like, okay, we just need to get under 10, and then somebody hits that shot and gets you under 10. You're like, okay, cool, just need to get it under 5. When you hit those benchmarks, it kind of gives you that next boost of energy to the next point, and it kind of snowballs, and that's what is a comeback. But when you realize like, oh, we're down by 12, and he goes that 3 and it bricks, and you're like, and then you get that whole feeling of being down by more than 10 again, right. Versus, oh yeah, now we're down by less than 10.
Matthew Hurt, perfect from the free throw line, 8 of 8 with 18 points tonight. Leading scorer for the Blue Devils, actually leading scorer in the entire game. But it's going to come, and fortunately a losing effort, as that should be a charge, absolutely, as Goldwire steps in there, draws the charge on Aaron Henry. Henry's 4th foul. Great defensive stand by Goldwire. Wait, what? They changed it?
That's a block. Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. What? That ref totally screwed up the. Oh, for the love of God.
I think it was a block.
No,
it looked like he was going a little. He was going a little sideways.
It was a block. But Henry misses the free throw, so no points there. Wendell cross-court pass to Goldwire, back to Stewart. I think for Friday we are going to see a different starting lineup. Like yep. I just think we're going to see different starting lineups basically for the next several games. As Goldwire should have been fouled as he tried to go to the rim, and he comes up empty, and Michigan State just comes up with the ball.
Goldwire showing some leadership, attacking on some of these drives and getting close. He just can't be the only one doing it.
Yeah, and I think we knew who the leader was for the last 2 years, right? It was Trey. Granted, when you have someone with the profile of Williams and of Zion, then that's a whole different area. But Trey still led the team. And Zion was like the energy spark there, as Jalen Johnson is way off, but Brakefield gets the rebound. Johnson's going to have that was Wendell. Wendell hasn't hit a shot tonight, and DJ Stewart can't hit the shot, and Brakefield goes in for the rebound, and he will get and 1. Another bright spot for the night. Brakefield with 10 points into double figures. He played well.
Showed some energy on that one, trying to be, keep the team a little fired up. Saw him yell at Coach K with, an expression of making the bucket.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wendell, that was a great. I mean, he overshot the whole basket.
I'm like, is he sick? Like, is there something wrong?
Yeah.
Like 0 of 9. I mean, it just looks completely off as Brakefield gets the and 1. Give him 11 points. Second leading scorer for the Blue Devils here. Goldwire asking his team to come up and pick up the full court press. And 10-point margin with 1:45 to go. 4 seconds for Michigan State to get over the timeline. They do.
Good trap. Oh.
Yeah, there's the half-court trap. Should have come a little earlier maybe, but it's Goldwire now trying to bring the trap again. Michigan State breaks it. That's a travel. Or not. Okay, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Michigan State still has the ball. Foster comes up empty, and it will be a Duke ball.
It's remarkable, Sean, in the last several years, how many people that we've all heard say, but for the B Foundation, I would not be here.
So here in a 10-point game, I guess we could have a miracle minute or a miracle 75 seconds.
Anything is by hey. Oh, John Shire. John Shire was 76, right? 76 seconds. What was that?
Which
John?
one?
Yeah, John Shire from high school, where he hit like incredible amount of points in like 75 seconds.
Really? Oh, I don't know that one.
Google it. Also, when you Google that, Google what else can John Shire do in 75 seconds. Excellent video from college. 20. Yeah, John Shire did 21 points in 75 seconds in high school.
Well, there you go. That's pretty good. Was his team down, or were they winning, or what was the deal?
Yeah, they were down.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Jeremy Roach is going to be at the free throw line here. This should be bonus plus. This is shooting 2, and Roach gets the first. Yeah, actually, remember we called at the 10. Duke was in the bonus at the 10-minute mark of the first half. You were like, "Oh, it's going to be a long one." Actually, didn't turn out that way.
Nope.
As Roach misses that second shot, it actually would have been. Boy, can you imagine if that was a rebound into 3-pointer? That would have changed things a little bit. Still an opportunity to change things a bit here if Duke can get a stop. Lawyer, and Duke's gonna foul. And so Michigan State will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
I don't know if you just heard this. They said he's a 92% free throw shooter.
This dude?
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of God, come on.
Come on, look at him. He screams, "I shoot 90% from the free throw line."
Oh my Lord.
You know.
Does he though? Does he really? Does he really?
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah, that's based on last year's stats. I don't know if that's just based on the one game they might have played, but still.
Well, 93% from the free throw line gets the first.
This Michigan State's point guard, he's only a junior, but he kind of already looks like he should be like a coach of like a low-end D1 school.
Oh, 93% misses the second. So opportunity here.
Give us a window.
And they're going to call that a charge. Charge Jordan Goldwire. That is not what we needed. Out of control. Damn.
Yeah.
We've had opportunities. We just haven't been able to capitalize. It just hasn't worked. 10 points, presumably some final margin, something around 10 points. You would have thought that this game was definitely winnable. It didn't look good. It didn't look good, though. Definitely did not look good for Duke.
Wow, he's going to be that guy's going to be an asset for Michigan State when they have leads late in the game.
Yeah, what a luxury, right? Remember when John Shire used to have 93%.
But also he's only 6 feet tall. He's super small, so he's also very evasive and hard to actually even get fouled.
Ooh, evasive. Good word there.
Yeah.
As he misses again.
What?
So much for 93%. He's missed twice out of the last
energy.
3.
It's the energy of the grad students that can't be there.
Yeah, apparently.
You know, I just really wish that like the NCAA just like screw it. If you're playing without fans, you can do whatever you want and just have like a video board of like fans going off.
Are you gonna put Speedo guy there on the video?
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, so here's the thing for people out there. Like, I came into this year, as soon as they were like, there's no fans, like, I was like, there's going to be some, like, more than, like, abnormal or more than normal, like, maybe a couple of wins against Duke at Cameron this year. I mean, we all know the crazies have an effect, and it's going to happen. I mean, I'm not saying, it's an 8-point difference in this case. I mean, the team just, I don't know, we just didn't have it today. This is an 8-point game, final score, but, like, that's not what this game was. Once Michigan State got that lead, they kind of never relinquished it.
Yeah, it really wasn't close. I mean, we were down by 15 at one point. Michigan State probably could have turned it into 20 and didn't. But and that's kind of when we had our opportunities. We just didn't convert.
Yeah.
4-10, 6.
If anything, I mean, we're at a point, so I'm not going to say it until we get loaded up, but I will make a point at the end.
What?
8 points. I mean, this is possible. Crazier things have happened.
Yes, I agree. Crazy. We need to steal off the inbounds here. Yeah.
We have guys that have the ability to make a play when needed, when called upon.
Jeremy Roach finally hit a 3. Great would have come 4 minutes ago, but
this, if anything, this is literally like, let's see how our team does the last 30 seconds down by 8. That can give you some insight into adversity, even though it's kind of last minute. I mean, we fought back a little bit.
There's the trap. Hey, he's on the end line. He's on the end line.
Where's the ref? He's right there.
Standing right there. What is he doing?
Is he just like watching their hands if they foul him and forgot to look at the most important thing?
What? Oh my God! That was actually a perfect trap in the corner. Michigan State going to try to inbound again.
Yes. There we go. All right.
They called it? No, they called timeout.
Yeah, they called timeout. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was going to be a 5-second call. Damn. But this is good. This is good defense here. Remember, Michigan State, actually, it was a made basket, but they can't move? Why? Why isn't he running the baseline? It was after a made basket. I guess after they called the timeout, because Duke called the timeout, you couldn't move? Run the baseline? Tom thinking he's going to get his second win against Coach K here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, damn. If we had shot just a little better from 3, I mean, even hit two more 3-pointers, right? It's a one-possession game. It's one possession.
I always do the woulda, coulda, shouldas, but the only times, I'm guilty of doing that all the time for even the smallest of things, but it really gets me when it's like these, statistically uncharacteristic performances, Yeah.
And it looks like Rocket Watts is going to go to the free throw line here. This Duke is over the 10-foul limit, so they're in the double bonus. This will be 2 free throws the rest of the way for Michigan State. Are they just showing Jay Billis laughing? Like, what is the deal? Like,
yeah.
That's the...
Something hilarious.
Are they not broadcasting from upstairs? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, they're just kind of chilling down. Took over some more real estate.
Yeah, seriously. Well, the other thing is we don't have to worry about preserving a non-conference home win streak because that went out the door last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, from SF Austin, and that was a disaster.
Based on the way things went last year, at least if we or the other year, if we lose to them, early in the season, maybe it means we get to beat Michigan State later in the Final Four.
Yes, exactly. Looking forward to a rematch with Michigan State later in the year.
I'm sure the NCAA will have no time throwing us into their their same bracket.
Hashtag storylines.
Hashtag storylines. Indianapolis too.
Yeah, true. Basically, home court advantage for Michigan State, although there'll be no fans. As Michigan State misses the first free throw there, that's Rocket Watts with a miss. I mean, if he misses the second one, okay, he doesn't. So 9-point margin.
I mean, it's time. I mean, they need a 3. There has to be a 3 involved in this.
Yeah, Matthew Hurt, you got to hoist this thing, buddy. Hurt and off the backboard. 21 points for Matthew. As Michigan State traveled. Wait a second. No, don't get my hopes up. There's no way. There's no way.
In super ugly miracles?
Are you kidding? No way. Johnson's stuck underneath the bucket, and he's going to get fouled. He's going to get fouled. They're going to call it on the floor. He's going to go to the free throw line. Don't worry, it's an opportunity for 4. It's an opportunity for 4. You make the first one, you get the rebound on the second, you kick it outside, 3-point shooter, it's 4 points.
Oh, God. Dude, Matthew Hurt hit like the top of the square from straight on.
Yeah.
It's not like it was like from the side where maybe you could be like, oh, maybe he was trying to bank it. It's straight on, and he overshot the basket.
That's the kind of night it's been as Jalen Johnson hits the first.
Do you think they're too strong and like they haven't adjusted like neurologically to their new muscular bodies and they're just like
no. I don't think it works that way. Muscle memory. Jalen Johnson can't get the second one and the rebound down to Michigan State. Damn it.
That sucks because then you at least had it down that they could miss. Oh, they're double bonus.
Yeah, double bonus. I thought here, look, if you could have gotten the rebound, you put up another 2, it's a 3-point game. Like, there's interesting. All right. Well, it's not the 93% free throw shooter, but Malik Hall will get the first.
But even with the sense of pressure, it gets super quiet in there.
Yeah.
Players either get, a little nervous or they just totally relax because it feels like practice.
Second, Hall puts himself into double digits. Duke's going to have to go quick here. Hurt going to try for 3 again, maybe. Step out, jump back. Hurt for 3. That shot is no good, and that's going to do it. That will do it.
That was off the back rectangle of the rim.
All right. Well,
that's not even hitting the rim. He didn't even hit the rim the last 2 shots.
Yeah, I mean, the 3-point shooting has just been horrific tonight.
Release though. I mean, he did that was barely just like a forearm flick.
To be fair, Hurt tried. I mean, 21 points tonight, lead all scorers across both teams.
This is I wish I had Justin on the phone to give us what his minutes were like last year, average minutes.
Hurt's
compared
minutes?
To what was his average minutes last year compared to what he played tonight?
Well, he played most of the game tonight, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like of all the people being subbed in and out, Hurt was not one of them. Oh my God, are you kidding me? As Jordan Goldwire hits a 3 from like the Coach K logo? Come on, man. And that's going to be it. Duke is going to lose by 6.
6-point game after all of that.
After all of that. After all of that.
People are going to look at the score and just be like, oh, a 6-point close game in Durham. It's like, but like, it didn't feel like it.
No, it didn't.
It was just an ugly, like.
Yep. All right. Well, I don't know. How do you even want to close this thing? I don't even know, man. That was bad. Just
for everybody who thought that we could beat the Spartans, well, you made a mistake.
All right, we're gonna take you off the air after that was bad. That was worse than the 3-point shooting for tonight.
Well, as long as they make like one out of every 3 jokes are good, at least I'll be making jokes at a higher rate than we shot from the 3-point line.
Yeah. All right. So not the best outing here for the Blue Devils, unfortunately, and because we lost, we're not going to do any highlights because it was pretty much nothing to highlight. So in any case, that's going to be it for us here. 75-69 is the final score from Durham, Kansas, and Kentucky coming up next. But we will see you all on Friday night, Duke and Bellarmine. Once again from Cameron, third game there. I'll see you Friday night. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure to hit the sub button as or the like or the follow on the Twitch side of things, sub on YouTube. And we'll see you all and all the Duke fans back here on Friday evening. Tip-off for that one, I believe, is 7 o'clock. It's a really early game on Friday. So, but in any case, we'll be here. So, cheers, everybody. And unfortunately, not the outcome we wanted tonight. Hopefully better on Friday. Lot to learn from, though. And that's it. Enjoy Kansas, Kentucky. And we will see you all later. Cheers. Good night.